Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it lit, shall we? In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin, technical analysis, as well as breaking news. Hong Kong's financial regulator opens the door for a spot Bitcoin ETF competition. Bring it. Let's go. Also in today's show, venture capitalist Dan Tapiero says 2024 will be a big up year for Bitcoin. You can say that again. We got a Bitcoin halving around the corner, plus spot Bitcoin ETFs a coming. And speaking of ETFs, we have one man standing in the way right now. That's Chairman Gary Gensler. I'm going to be sharing the latest community responses towards his latest jab towards crypto. We'll also be discussing spot Bitcoin ETF approval, still happening by January 10th, according to the top crypto ETF analysts. We'll also be discussing breaking news. BlackRock just met with the SEC yet again. That's the 6th official meeting, like within the past couple of weeks. Grayscale just met up with them. They just had an emergency meeting. We're going to be discussing all this. We'll also be discussing the latest from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. He warns of hidden dangers in the upcoming Bitcoin ETFs. That's right. Quoting him right here, this holiday season, El Salvador achieves a milestone. More people are fleeing the United States and migrating to El Salvador. Reverse migration is picking up speed. The El Salvador Bitcoin ETF will be the real Bitcoin, not the fake Bitcoin like BlackRock. That's right. I'm going to be sharing the latest from Max Keiser regarding the fake Bitcoin ETF conspiracy. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, family. Let me know where you're tuning in from. This is a live and interactive show each and every day. Smash those likes. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone in our live chat. What it do, Andrew? What up, J-Dub, the Laker, 21 mil? Will Stopson versus Guru? Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I greatly appreciate that. What up, Helen? Good to see you, family. Always a pleasure to see familiar names. Looking and sounding good, JV. Rainy in Chicago. No white Christmas. Don't feel bad. It's been rainy here in Puerto Rico as well. So much more, right, Helen? There's a lot to discuss today. There's always so much news. We're wrapping up the year of 2023, 2024 around the corner. 2 days away from Christmas Eve, 3 days away from Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and all that good stuff that comes along with it. Yes, and also we have a new year right around the corner, 2024. We've been anticipating for the longest time. We know 2024 halving is going to be lit, now less than 4 months out. Let's go. What up, Kepler? Tuning in from London. Appreciate your support. Jeffrey from London, Ontario, Canada. Nice. Welcome, family. Thoughts on Bikey by Jack Dorsey or BitKey? Is that the new wallet? I didn't get to review it, but I'm sure it's going to be lit. I hear it's supposed to be the Rolls Royce of cold storage wallets. So we shall soon see. If anyone has that now, let me know. I'd love to hear your review of it. What up, Fred? New York in the building. Wow, Friendship, New York. Nice. Ziggs, what up? Salvania, wondering what your thoughts are on dumping some of the Bitcoin pre-ETF January or after. I'm never a fan of dumping Bitcoin because I'm so bullish for the long haul. I don't play the gambling game. I'm just a hodler. Long-term, continue stacking and adding to your position, knowing one Bitcoin will always be equivalent to one Bitcoin, right? Gambling, aka trading your Bitcoin in hopes to buy it back cheaper, can work one of two ways. You may get blessed or you may get screwed and rugged and have to buy back later after being on the sidelines at a much higher price, for example, over $100,000. So here's a hypothetical. Oh my God, Bitcoin's going to dump right before the ETFs or the halving. Let me sell it now and I'll buy it back. Then what happens if we just go straight north, we don't dump, and now you no longer have a position? Be very careful out there and be very careful who you listen to. You know what I mean? Hey, JV, New York in the building. Shout out New York. I was actually born in Long Island. Both my parents are from Brooklyn. So you're saying let's dollar cost average all the way on Bitcoin? Always, because that is the most effective strategy proven. Yeah, I mean, every 4-year hodler of Bitcoin is in the green. And every one that dollar cost averages, even like Michael Saylor, if you're buying at the top, it still works itself out to where you're being the green. MicroStrategy is now up like $2 billion on its position. So it just goes to show you things will work out if you have the patience to hodl, hence hodl be thy name. You know what I mean? What up, McLovin? What up, Dirty Bird? Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to our moderators. Digital Dankness, always a pleasure, family. How you guys doing today? Black Swan the Dawn in the building. I appreciate you tuning in. Black Swan, what it do? Martin Tapiero, greetings from Argentina. Oh, snap. We're going to have a react session later to Javier Milei discussing the latest of what's happening, accepting Bitcoin as a transaction for settlements. This is a pretty big deal as well. This was breaking news we touched upon yesterday. Bitcoin for decentralized money, Filecoin, decentralized data storage, both vital for humanity, both huge adoption curves ahead. As for Solana, I'm really not sure, says Mayro, aka Big Ram. Thanks for sharing, fam. Let's get it. It seems there has been an alt season already. If you look on the monthly chart, we'll look at it here shortly. You can see many of the alts up over 100%. Just saying, you know what I mean? Bro, you hit up Turkey, worked wonders for my hair. I don't get that comment, but okay, do it up. Enjoy your hair there. Looking swole, JV. You know how we do, family. You got to get it in, get a little pumpage. Before I went live, I did a couple sets of push-ups. So typically I'm always doing them in the evening, but you know how it is. Hallowed be thy name, one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. Oh, for real? Is that a real name of a song? How cool is that? El Salvador in the building. Let's go, Eddie. I appreciate you tuning in, supporting the movement, family. Shout out to all the beautiful people of El Salvador. Nayib Bukele for president 2024. Salute. Let's freaking go. Smash them likes. Come and let's go. Appreciate that, John Dykes. Today's show is going to be lit. You have my word. Lots of excitement to share in the markets. And with that being shared, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And happy TGIF. It's Friday, baby. Let's get it. Also, be sure to smash the like button and the bell icon to turn on all notifications, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And let's get this mofo lit, just like that Christmas tree you see on your screen. Today is pod episode number 1499. I'm your host, JV, and today is December 22nd, 2023, 2 days away from Christmas Eve, 3 days away from Christmas, and only a week away from a brand new year, 2024. Bring it. And let's get it. But with that being shared, fam, we kick it off every day with our market watch. So as you can see here on your screen, we got most of the major cryptos pumping and in the green. Bitcoin hovering just under $43,800. We got Solana touched $100 yesterday. Now it's back down, but still up 5% on the day, trading at $97.47. Ether is up 4%, trading above $2,300. So virtually everything is crushing. And if we zoom out on the monthly to get a more concise understanding of the overall market, we got Bitcoin now up almost 22% on the month. Not too shabby. We're up roughly 170% on the year. We have Ether up 19% for the month. XRP up 6%, Solana up 87%, BNB up 19%, Cardano up 72%, and AVAX has been killing the game, up 136%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the crypto market cap is back on the rise at 1.67 trillion, which is the highest we have seen this in a very long time. The all-time high market cap we clipped back in 2021, which was roughly 3 trillion. So we're more than halfway back. Now, 24-hour volume is 126 billion, and the Bitcoin dominance is 51.4%, with the Ether dominance back on the rise at 16.7%. 2 days ago, it touched the low of 16% and then started bouncing back since. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, Optimism leading the pack, up 27%. Pepe up 18%, followed by Arbitrum up 18%. Below that, we have the graph, Oasis Network, and Algorand. Now, which altcoins, if any, are you most bullish on for this bull run? Please let me know, family, in the comments right down below. And checking out the crypto bubbles for a visual perspective of the overall market on the daily, you can see Optimism, Pepe, ARB, and GRT leading the pack. And if we zoom out on the month, this is why I say alt season has already been here. I mean, BTT up 150%, HNT 249%, Bonk, I guess it's the new Doge, up 329%, Sats up 276%, Injective 148%, Ordi 150%, Osmo 144%, Celestia 106%. So many triple figure gainers just in the past 30 days, which is pretty lit. You know what I mean? And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're back rated a 74 in greed. Yesterday a 70, last week a 70, and last month a 62 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price will likely go this last week of December? Do you think we can finally break above 45? Let me know your thoughts, family, and I'll read as many comments out loud as I can. Barack Monfils, welcome, family. Shout out to the Huddle Gang and all the paid members of the channel. If you have an icon/badge which resembles a star next to your name, that means you're a member of the channel. So I salute you guys, as virtually everyone here is a member. So much love. Barefoot Drummer, welcome. Max Keiser's the featured story of the day, so stick around. We're going to be discovering the conspiracy with the fake ETFs and what BlackRock is colluding with the regulators and what's going on behind the scenes right now. Knox Bill, Santa's bringing 50 G's, baby. Send it and let's go. Shout out to everyone subscribing to the channel. We appreciate that. Shout out Samantha and Engine Part. I appreciate you guys. Helen, what it do? Ellen, good to see you, girl. John Dykes in the building. Earth Roads, what it do? Small cap coins, rare, jam, and storage, etc. Says Earth. James Elsie in the building. We got Lewis H. Welcome, family. Nate is bullish on SEI. Barack is bullish on ADA, which is Cardano. 100K Keiser candle coming. Send it and let's get it. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. It's a pretty lit time of the year. I recall entering the crypto market in 2017, and we had a hell of a Christmas. That was the year Bitcoin ran up from sub 1,000 earlier in the year to roughly 20,000, which is virtually a 20x in a single calendar year. That was roughly 6 years ago. Are we going to have a repeat this cycle for the 2024 halving? Let me know your thoughts. What up, Crypto Dell? Good to see you, family. Statwise says Charles Hoskinson is second only to Vitalik as cryptos were scammers. Right on, guys. You guys are awesome. Is Max Keiser coming to the live? He retweeted you. No, he's going to be on, I think, BTC Sessions live at I think 5 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So you can catch him live on Sessions channel. Shout out to Sessions. What up, Ziggs? But yeah, shout out to Max. He always retweets my stuff. I've been sharing his content now for years, and we have a very strong relationship as he reaches out to me virtually very often over on X DMs, and we communicate. So I have a lot of respect for Max and Stacy, of course. I want cheaper biddies for Christmas. Don't we all? Take advantage of it if you do see a dip, but you may not dip. We may rise to $45,000, $50,000 within the next week. What do you guys think? Solana and Bitcoin, says Edward. Hey guys, relaxing meditation music here. Welcome, family. Bitcoin 100 G's in May. Shiba, Cardano, and Pepe, and BTT. I think that's BitTort. Right on. John Dykes says L. Are we referring to El Salvador? Statwise, BTC Sessions. You already know. Yeah. When will you have him for a podcast live? That's a great question. Who knows? If I hear anything and schedule anything, you'll be the first to know. There you go. Socks? Is that a crypto named Socks? That's interesting. Or are you just saying socks are $10, hats are $20? Not sure what you mean there. Bitcoin only, says Helen. 45 by the end of the month. Anyone think we can reach 50,000? Let me know. The local high for the year is 44,750 currently. And speaking of the local high for the year, next we're going to tap into some Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for men. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. So check it out. Here is the latest. The headline reads, Bitcoin price shirks USPC inflation win as Bitcoin 42,000 buyers step in. Let's go. Bitcoin failed to react to positive inflation cues December 22nd as the US macro data boosted bets of an interest rate pivot. And here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph and TradingView tracked muted Bitcoin price movements around the week's final Wall Street Open. Despite a breakout beyond 44,000 earlier in the week, range resistance remained firmly in place for Bitcoin ahead of the U.S. holiday period. Now, in the past 24 hours, we touched 44,000 multiple times. We need to stay above it, flip that resistance into a support, and then retest the local high of 44,750. Now, the November print for the PCE index, known as the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge, nonetheless beats expectations. But just FYI, if you don't know, these numbers are always fudged. Keep that in mind. The final number came in at 2.6% versus the anticipated 2.8%, further showing the impact of monetary policy tightening on rampant inflation. Markets reacted in step, increasing their odds of interest rates cooling next month to around 15% per data from the CME Group's FedWatch tool. As you can see here, there is an 80 85.5% probability, according to this chart. This is the lowest PCE inflation number since May of 2021, according to the Kabisi letter. They added that November macro releases almost unanimously adhered to the waning inflation narrative, quoting the Kabisi letter here. Just about all of the inflation data for November has moved in the right direction. This has reinforced market hopes of Fed rate cuts in 2024. Still, the question is how many rate cuts and when they'll begin. Great question. What do you guys think? Now, dollar decline, not enough for sideways Bitcoin, as the Bitcoin price action offered little hope to the bulls on the day, despite the encouraging macro signals and a drop in US dollar strength, which dropped to its lowest level since late July. That's right, the US dollar currency index, not looking so good right now, family. And you already know the weaker the dollar is, the stronger BTC is. So who cares about the dollar at this point? Behind the scenes, we had Sku, who noted rising bid liquidity on the largest global exchange, Binance, boosting 41 and 42,000 as support, quoting Sku Analytics. Bitcoin Binance spot, limit spot buyer nibbling here, but not enough yet to force the price higher. Takers will have to flip to buying spot again and then limit chasing bid, the key recipe for higher. Still heavy supply around 45 Gs, large spot bid around 42, and now other spot bids have moved. And in his latest trading advice, Crypto Tony flagged 44.3 as the line in the sand, which we need to reclaim in order to consider long positions, quoting him here alongside the chart. Bitcoin update, reclaim 44.3, and then you're in for a safer long position. Wait until then. Trust Tony. Now, others noted the requirements for Bitcoin to crush its current 2023 highs with consolidatory structure in place for much of December, quoting Alan Terengrade. Bitcoin has formed a rectangular consolidation. If it breaks out of the top resistance line, the measured target can reach $48,000. So let me know if you feel we're likely to smash this 48,000 target potentially before the end of the year. And I'm going to read your guys' comments out loud. Welcome everyone just joining the live stream. We just smashed over 500 people here live concurrent. I appreciate it. Let's get these numbers up. Smash the like. More eyeballs will see the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome, Selector. They print USDT. Are you referring to like the dollar? So are you running for president or what? JV? Nah, I'm not running for president, family. I would be whacked faster than they whacked McAfee in the Spanish prison cell because I'm too truthful and I can't be bought. And politicians are typically all bought, 99% of them. Maybe there is a rare exception to the rule, Bukele. I can't really think of any others. We'll see how Javier Milei turns out. You know what I mean? I would give you 1,000 Bitcoin if you run. Well, it don't matter how much you give me. I'm not going to run for president, family, but I'm humbled. Thank you. How about we get to 100,000 subs before speaking about a presidency? How about we get to 10 million subs and then we entertain the conversation? How about that? Because it's also boils down to your popularity. You know what I mean? And just keeping it real. You guys know that. We need to break up the central bank monopoly. Amen. And I hope Javier Milei sticks to his word because he said he's going to put an end to the Argentine central bank. Bring that chainsaw. We'll have the Argentine chainsaw central bank massacre. Send it. Bullish on Caspa and Kaz. Let's go 1,000 in the chat. Amen. Abel Gonzalez. What it do, family? Welcome to the show. Yeah, and of course we need to break up that monopoly, and Bitcoin's precisely doing just that. I certainly think 48,000 is doable, but probably early January, just before the ETF announcements. I mean, after the back of the announcements, how high do you think we surge? Do you think we get any $10,000 daily candles? I think we can recapture the previous all-time high back from November of 2021, which is 69 Gs. Quickly, like within a matter of a week or days after the approval of the ETF. Samson Mao says we can climb as high as $1 million because we're discussing $30 trillion being opened up into the Bitcoin, you know what I mean, market cap. Right now, the Bitcoin market cap is not even $1 trillion. So what if 30x that volume comes right into Bitcoin? It's going to be lit. You guys already know. Happy HODL days. I like that. BCD 2020, what it do? Welcome, S. Dot. And yes. JV uses sense of right and wrong. There you go, David. Pretty simple. I'll run for one whole Bitcoin, says JB. Right on. Good stuff. Let's get it. Solana's in a bull trap. Major correction on the horizon, says Chris Doe. I'd love to see a 10,000 candle. I can't wait. Remember in 2021, Bitcoin was like 16,000. We shot up to the all-time high in a matter of like, I don't know, 60 days. So it doesn't take long. When Bitcoin rips, it rips. And these are unprecedented times. We have two of the most bullish catalysts we're on the cusp of right now. Bitcoin ETF approval, as well as 2024, Bitcoin halving, not to mention the supply shock, the 2024 presidential election in the United States. There's so many bullish factors. Welcome, Trini. It will be 1 million very quickly. Amen. Send it. Let's get it. If Bitcoin goes to 1 million, would be interesting to see how many YouTube influencers will show up for work the day after. I think they will because they'll just be so excited. It's not really about the money. Like, I'm not streaming every day for my health or for the money. I do it because it's my passion and it's my purpose. And I love to do it. I love to connect and see what you guys have to say and connect with the fam. And I think a lot of analysts would be the same way, or at least YouTubers. I think they'd be pretty lit to go live. I think everyone's going to be live at the same time when Bitcoin's at $1 million. What do you guys think? Have you heard anything about Bitcoin price not jumping because of the OTC transactions? That could be. The BlackRocks and the major asset managers could be seeding their ETFs over the counter, which would explain it. My wife loves COQENU investment, that is, right on Zig. Shout out to your wife. Most influencers are Ishcoin grifters. Love JV for not being a grifter. Appreciate that, Matthew. Bitcoin is going to rip a hole in the stratosphere before June of 2024. Right on. Don't forget, more countries pouring in more. That's right. Qatar, Iran, Russia. We've been covering this here on the show. Rumor has it, according to Max Keiser, that Qatar has a $500 billion sovereign wealth fund. They're looking to convert it into Bitcoin. That's pretty massive. We have the largest oil company in the world out of Saudi Arabia looking to do business in Bitcoin. They claim digital assets, but what's the largest digital asset? Read between the lines. Bitcoin. And they just partnered with the largest bank in Japan, SBI Holdings. So you already know, fam. We can read between the lines. We're not dummies. Two beautiful words: price discovery. Amen, heroic. Well said. What up? All-time high isn't the issue, says Chris. Smash up those likes. Thank you, Helen. Appreciate that. The ones that quit aren't because of the money. They quit because Bitcoin has only become about money, says Chris. Where did you live in Florida before relocating to Puerto Rico? Clearwater, maybe 15, 20 minutes from the Tampa airport. That's my stomping grounds in Florida. I still got a lot of family there. You know what I mean? So anyways, we do have a lot to cover. We discussed the latest technical analysis. Welcome everyone just joining us. Get those likes up. Let's pump the price as well. Let's bring and usher back in 44,000. It's time. But anyway, more breaking news talking about ETFs. Hong Kong just made a big announcement, and I've been sharing with you that we're going to have competition out of Hong Kong for ETFs, and lo and behold, here we go. Shout out Barack real quick for gifting 5 paid memberships of MicroStrategy to the channel. Helen, you have been blessed. Exxon, you've been blessed. Paris, you have been blessed. Mimi, you have been blessed. And who else here? L Crypto, you've all been blessed with a free membership. So please thank Barack's Monfils Evangelista for blessing you guys. And that's why it pays to be active in the chat. You never know when you're going to get blessed next. There's probably over 200 paid memberships blessed in the past week or two. I've never seen nothing like it. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Let's get this mofo lit. So here we go. Hong Kong is getting ready to welcome spot crypto ETFs as its financial regulator announced today, December 22nd, breaking news. Then it prepared to receive their applications. Let's go. In a collaborative announcement today, the Securities Futures Commission and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the city's de facto central bank, stated that both organizations have reviewed their current policy for intermediaries involved in virtual asset-related activities. Now, how many of you are in Hong Kong? Let me know. I visited there. I used to live in China, believe it or not, and I used to do my visa runs in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a pretty lit place if you've never been there. It reminds me of New York City, but on steroids, just next level-ish. But anyways, the SFC expressed readiness to receive apps for the authorization of various funds, including the virtual asset spot exchange-traded funds, alongside the existing crypto futures ETFs. In another circular issued December 22nd today, the SFC outlines the criteria for funds to directly invest in identical spot virtual asset tokens available to the Hong Kong public on the SFC licensed virtual asset trading platforms. The SFC emphasized the crypto transactions conducted by these ETFs must occur through the SFC licensed crypto platforms or authorized financial institutions. The regulator added that the in-kind and in-cash subscriptions and redemptions are permitted permissible for the SFC authorized spot virtual asset ETFs. Now, regarding custody, the SFC specified the fund's trustee or custodian should only delegate its crypto custody function to an SFC licensed virtual asset trading platform, or those meeting the crypto custody standards set by the HKMA. And so for the spot virtual asset valuation, the fund's management company should adopt an indexing approach based on VA trade volume across major VA trading platforms. The regulator added, funds planning to have crypto exposure exceeding 10% of their net asset value must undergo prior consultation with the SFC, the circular stated, which is their version of the SEC. Now, in contrast to the widespread crackdown on crypto activities in mainland China, Hong Kong has been receptive to crypto firms this year, actively encouraging collaborations with banks. And in October of 2022 last year, Hong Kong issued a policy statement on cryptos to enhance its status as a global financial hub. And in June, the city initiated its crypto licensing system for virtual asset trading platforms, enabling licensed exchanges to provide retail trading services. So there you have it. And you can see the big news here. Breaking, Hong Kong Securities Commission says it is prepared to accept Bitcoin ETF applications. So shout out to their financial secretary, Mr. Paul Chan. So there you have it, family. Let me know if that's pretty exciting news for you to hear, that there is going to be competition for ETFs here in the United States, because that's not the only game in town. We also have talk now that El Salvador is going to be launching their own spot Bitcoin ETF. Max Keiser dropped the bomb just the other day. That's going to be our feature story of the day. We'll be discussing a little later, but you're going to see ETF competition around the world. We didn't even touch upon in the Middle East. You got countries like Abu Dhabi, Dubai, you know what I mean, Qatar, all talking about Bitcoin right now as well. So things are getting pretty excited on a global front. So let's go. Welcome, Brandon. What it do, family? Yay. Let's go. Paul Chan can replace Gensler, right? We don't need Gary Gensler. He's doing a terrible job, if you're to ask me. He is the most corrupt chairman we have ever seen of the SEC. Finance should be right for every human, then every idea. Conflict with no political, you know what I mean? Yeah, good point there. Bango, welcome, family. Good to see you guys. Much love, much love. We're going to make some, oh, you already know. You'll be relocating to El Salvador. I think a lot of you will be relocating to El Salvador. It's just going to make sense. We'll see what happens with the presidency in 2024, but I'm curious, if Biden hypothetically won again, how many of you guys would leave the United States? Let me know, just keeping it real. George, welcome. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Pod family. I am so glad I'm added 0.1 BTC this week. Congratulations for taking advantage of the FOMO. Well done, family. Keep stacking those biddies. When was the last time you went fresh shave, fam? For me, years. I did shave fresh, I think yesterday, but clearly I don't shave the beard. You know what I mean? If I shave, I may look like I'm 18 years old. Keeping it real with you guys. So I like the facial hair. You guys not digging it? Why are you asking me if I shaved? When's the last time I shaved? But yeah, 1 billion people. Let's go, Steve. Don't send any small amounts on wallet of Satoshi. They just took 35 euros when I sent 10 euros. For real, LFC? Is that due to the fees or what? Bads, thank you for subscribing to the podcast family. Never leaving America, says Matt. Have you ever left? Once you leave, you realize, wow, there's other countries even cooler. I know from firsthand experience, because I've traveled over 30 countries. I've lived in various different countries around the world. There's a lot of great places to live, which may be superior to the United States, especially with the way things are going, in my humble opinion. But then again, I'm still in America, because Puerto Rico is a territory owned by the United States. So it is what it is. Emilio, welcome, welcome. You talk too much instead of talking the essentials, says Ken Hart. Well, it is what it is, to each their own, family. I can't please everybody, can I? What up, dog? Big bags are coming, says Johnny Thompson. Amen. Let's go. What up, Kemp? America is home of and part of being an American. It's dealing with the choppy president, right? I don't think anyone wants to see Biden in office again. I don't even know anyone who voted for him. So I don't even know how I can't even comprehend how he won that election. You know what I mean? It would be awesome to live in El Salvador, at least for 2 to 3 years. Amen. Dan LP. I've been in the US, but I prefer the UK. Right on. I've been to the UK as well. I love some of the European countries out there. London's not my cup of tea because it rains virtually every day I visited. It's like the weather was a little miserable, but besides that, it's pretty cool. What up, Luke Duke? I appreciate you subbing, family. Pump stream tonight. If we can maintain above 44,000, we may have another pump watch like we did a couple of days ago. We did a 12-hour pump stream from midnight to 12 in the afternoon. It was pretty lit. Word vote out, says Citizen. Right on. Would you shave if Bitcoin hit 55? I mean, why would I shave? Like, I don't understand why you're asking me, you want me to shave. It's like, are you trying to date me? You want a fresh shaven JV? I like my beard personally. You know what I mean? I got the Bukele thing going on, and shout out Bukele. Let's go, Brandon. I love the stream. Keep on talking. Thank you, John. Argentina, let's go. We have family and property in El Salvador. Right up, BS. And Citizen, thanks for subscribing. She was there doing the Civil War. Oh, word. Wow. Emilio, appreciate the super family. What's going on? Let's freaking go. Appreciate the supers family. You guys are too kind. What up, game? I appreciate you subbing. #1 daily pod. What do you recommend for altcoins? I don't recommend altcoins. Let's see what Michael Saylor suggests as far as altcoins are concerned. Hold on one second.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
There you have it. According to Saylor, there's no second best. Welcome, Jay Baby. What it do? Anyways, fam, we still got a lot to cover. So let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss 2024, which we all know is going to be lit. And shout out to the official mascot of the show, Nipsey. You can see in the background, living his best life. Yeah. So here we go. Venture capitalist Dan Tapiero says 2024 will be a big up year for Bitcoin. Here's why. The macro guru, Dan Tapiero, is predicting that Bitcoin will have a big up year in 2024. He shared on X that Bitcoin will likely continue to post big gains next year after soaring in 2023. That's right. We've had a pretty lit year. All things considered, we're still up 170%, and it's not even an official bull year. You know what I mean? But quoting him here, what is not clear here? Bitcoin is up 160% year to date and closing in on a high for a year-end close. Clear track record suggests a big up year in 2024. So big ups. Now, impossible for institutional investors to ignore the greatest returning asset of all time. 0% exposure will pose career risks. Amen. Now look at these stats because numbers don't lie. So I say check the scoreboard, family. Here we go. Bitcoin returned since 2010. In 2010, Bitcoin started at 0.003, so like less than a penny. It ended the year at 30 cents. That's a 9,900% increase. If anyone was here in Bitcoin in 2010, let me know. In 2011, that's the year Max Keiser got into Bitcoin. It was at 30 cents and it ended the year at $4.72, which is a gain of 1,473%. Max now claims that his initial purchase or investment in Bitcoin back in 2011 is now up over 20 million%. Let that one sink in, family. Now in 2012, it was $4.72 and it rose to $13.51, 186% increase. I want you to pay attention to every 4 years. So 2012 was the first halving. The year preceding the halving in 2013, it rose from $13.50 to $758, which is a 5,500% increase. Then in 2014, from $758, it corrected down to $320, which was a bear year, negative 58%. 2015, it went from $320 to $430, which is a 35% increase. 2016, the year of the halving, went from $430 to $968, 125% increase. Now, the year preceding the halving, the year I got involved in Bitcoin, it went from $968 to, it shows here, $13,000, but I know by the end of the year, it actually hit roughly 19,900, just on the cusp of 20,000. But according to these numbers, regardless, it still went up 1,331%. In 2018, year of the bear, it went from 13,000 to 3,000, negative 73%. 2019, it went from 3,600 to 7,100, 95% increase. 2020 was the next major halving event. It still went up 300% from 7,000 to 28,000. Then 2021, which was the year preceding the halving, it went from 28,000. In fact, it hit the all-time high of 69,000, but according to these stats, it shows us at 47, which is still 66% increase. And then 2022 from 47,000 to 16,000, the year of the bear, went down negative 65%. And year to date, we're now up above over 160%, going from 16,000 starting the year and already hitting a local high of almost 45,000. $200,000. He also says that gold is forming a bullish cup and handle pattern, and he believes that the Federal Reserve will soon lower the interest rates, giving a boost to the yellow metal along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Quoting him here, gold looks so explosive, have said many times in the past few months, epic rally occurring. No such thing as a triple top cup and handle in play. Interest rates collapse plus diversification out of USD, likely in play, from $2,300 to $2,500 target. Bullish for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, the venture capitalist shares a chart you can see here. Former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal suggests increase in global liquidity can push the Bitcoin price above $200,000 per coin next year. Quoting the macro guru, the world is not ready for this chart. Powell continues his excellent work with the monthly global macro investor report. A $200,000 Bitcoin in 2024 suggests a true and imminent change in the world. Bring it. Zero exposure will pose a career risk for traditional money managers. Money and value get redefined. Amen. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that bullish sentiment. Tapiero previously said the price of $100,000 per Bitcoin is a pretty conservative estimate and predicted a Bitcoin value between $250,000 and $350,000 per coin by 2029. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price will likely take us next year in 2024? And by the time of the cycle peak, do you think we hit it 2024 or 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll read as many of these comments out loud as I can. Fiat out, Bitcoin in. Amen. You're speaking my language, Mr. Jones. Let's go. Yeah, in many squirrel stage, 1,000x incoming. Now we're talking Earth roots. Wow, where would 1,000x take us? Let's just do the easy math. 10x from here is going to take us to 430,000 per coin. Easy, simple math. From 50,000, which we're on the cusp of recapturing, 20x from 50,000 is a $1 million Bitcoin price. And to hit 20x, that's only 10x twice, 10x times 2. So if we can do a 10x this cycle, hypothetically speaking, and take us to 430,000, and then we 10x again, I mean, holy moly, we're talking about multiple $1 million Bitcoin price. Send it. Why so bearish? Exactly. Some of these analysts are extremely conservative, and I respect that. But you know, JV speaks his mind. I'm way more bullish than that. I can see us hitting a target between 200,000 and 500,000 for this cycle peak. You know what I mean? Stock to flow shows between 100,000 and $1 million post 2024 halving between 2024 and 2028. Let me know your thoughts. Naveed, I appreciate you subbing to #1 Daily Pod. 150,000 top says Earth Roots. 375,000 will be the high during the next cycle, says Jeff Rhodes. Right on. I'll take it. Does it matter? 200 to 300,000 in 2024, up and away. Good point, Steve. We buy Bitcoin to get rid of fiat, not to gain on fiat. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Hodl gang, hodl gang, hodl gang. Amen. Yes. You're talking about some UFC? Yeah, that guy is pretty epic as well. He has that lion beard looking fierce. So you already know. The Keiser candle and the holy moly wick. Send it, Nate. I love it. That's bearish, Jeff Rhodes. I love it. So yeah, where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to take us? Let us know. And if you're just joining, smash the like button. Let's get more people on the stream. We appreciate that as well. Welcome ADHD Perfect, changing the family tree one Satoshi at a time. Amen. Welcome Savvy. Appreciate you. Joseph, welcome. Bring anything above 200 G's, baby. Send it. When paper money is gone, what crypto does your job pay you in? Bitcoin. Everyone will eventually just be working for Bitcoin. It won't make any sense to work for fiat. That's my prediction. Let's get to Max's comments. We're getting there. Patience, my fam. Patience. Go Bitcoin. Amen. So yeah, let's dive into our next story of the day. Discuss the latest with the chairman everyone despises, Gary Gensler of the SEC, and what's going on with his latest jabs towards crypto and some community reaction. The crypto community members were quick to clap back at U.S. SEC Chair Mr. Gensler for his latest jab at the space's compliance. December 22nd, Gensler shared a post on X that asserts there is a lot of non-compliance in crypto. The SEC's officially said it undermines confidence in the space and implied that this leaves victims helpless. Gensler underscored that people who have been affected by the recent crypto bankruptcies can only stand in line in the courts. Quoting the chairman here, there is a lot of non-compliance in the crypto space. Wait, hold on. I can do my Gary voice. Why not? While I'm quoting Gary, we got to put it in his voice. Here we go.
There's a lot of non-compliance in the crypto space. It undermines confidence when so many people have been hurt and they can all stand in line in the bankruptcy court. Further, this can make it hard to get good faith actors to compete.
Well, there you have it, coming directly from Gary. Now, this was interesting. You know how they have fact-checking on the platforms like X? Here's what it says. Crypto companies like Coinbase have been trying to gain clarity on the SEC guidance for compliance for the past few years. The SEC hasn't taken a clear stance and has relied on regulation by enforcement. So even the fact-checkers are calling out Gary because Gary is a fraudster or huckster. You know what I mean? When he points the finger at crypto, there's 10 fingers pointing back at that mofo. The community instantly responded to the SEC chair's sentiments, highlighting that the SEC has been constantly asked to clarify what compliance means. Using X's notes feature, allowing users to fact-check posts on X, the community shared that the SEC has not shared a clear stance. Amen. Nobody knows anything. The only crypto with clarity at this point is Bitcoin. We know it's a commodity. He can't even answer the question, is Ethereum an unregistered security? Mr. Unclarity or no Claire Gare is like, oh, I don't know. We don't answer that, and deflects it and talks about something else. The note also pointed out that companies like Coinbase have tried to get regulatory clarity from the SEC in the past few years. Also, Kraken, many of the exchanges have been trying to do this. Now, Dogecoin creator Billy Marcus replied to Gensler's post saying the SEC chair has not established actual rules. Marcus also proceeded to call Gensler useless in every single way. Let me know if you agree or disagree that Gensler is useless. And we also have the Ripple CEO, Mr. Garlinghouse, commented on Gensler's statements. The Ripple exec described the post as stunningly hypocrisy and called Gensler a political liability, amen, whose actions destroyed the SEC's integrity. I agree with that. What do you guys think? On the same day, the SEC said in a new filing that it deeply regrets certain errors that the agency made during the enforcement proceedings. And you also have Paul, the chief legal officer of Coinbase, pointing out that while the SEC claims to regret its errors, its chair is browbeating an entire American industry. The lawyer questioned why any taxpayer or judge should believe in those regrets. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on the latest comments from Chairman Gary Gensler, aka No Clarity Gary, aka No Hair Gare? Let me know, family. Now, once you notice one big red candle after a week, dump is on, says Keith Hunt. Bitcoin for life, says the Bitcoin block. Amen. I am out if Biden wins. I'll feel you outdoors, Keith. Where are you going to relocate to? Will it be El Salvador? Let me know. Gensler helped me stack cheap sats. Thank you, Gary. Well, there's always a silver lining. So while he was destroying crypto and suppressing the price action, you can also thank Bankman-Fried for dumping all the Bitcoin that you were uploading to the FTX exchange, offloading it to Alameda Research, and then he was dumping it to suppress the price action. But they don't deserve our thanks or our praise, right? Their enemy is Bitcoin, clearly, in my humble opinion. Just think of the 90% who don't know about Bitcoin yet equals massive FOMO, like a mofo. That's right. I agree with you on that one. Steve says Solana, Cardano, FET, GRT, AVAX, and Injective still ETH bullish on all. According to Steven, yeah, with your energy, you should be able to mine Bitcoin. Love the vibe. Thank you. Are you a miner yourself? Let me know. I know miners are killing it right now. The miner stocks like Marathon Digital, they're like up over 700% on the year. It's insane. Yeah, I'm bullish on the whole sector. Win for one, win for all. Amen. A rising tide rises all ships. So everyone should be bullish on Bitcoin, especially you altcoiners out there, if you know what I'm saying. VRGM, welcome. Thanks for the sub, family. Aid package coming soon. Let's go. Honest answer appreciated. My invest money through MicroStrategy. I'm 58. I'm afraid I'll be the idiot who loses my wallet. Plus, I like the idea of building a system around Bitcoin. Good strategy. If I understand your question correctly, are you asking, is it better to invest in MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin? I think for the majority of us, Bitcoin, self-custodying it is your best bet because you're holding the underlying asset. There's a saying, not your keys, not your cheese, which means not your keys, not your coins. However, if you're very skeptical about self-custodying it yourself, then it may actually make sense to be invested into MicroStrategy or an ETF that can hold it and take that liability for you. But just note, like ETFs are going to charge you roughly 1% per year. So over the lifetime span of 20 years, that's like 20% of your portfolio. They're just going to take as a fee to self-custody for you. Versus if you self-custody it yourself, there's 0 fees. Now, MicroStrategy claims there are no fees, and they can do very creative things with their financing to bring that back so you can actually reap more rewards. So if you prefer investing in a publicly traded stock, such as MicroStrategy or any of the Bitcoin miners, that's also a solution. But I'll keep it 100. I'm not a stock investor. I've never been. JV's never invested in a stock his entire life. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about stocks because honestly I don't. But I do know that MicroStrategy is killing it this year. Also, all the Bitcoin miner stocks are killing it. But I'm still pro Bitcoin self-custody. To me, it would be worth your time to learn how to protect your keys. It's not that difficult to do if you're willing to learn, and it can save you a lot of money, and you could be holding on to the underlying asset. So there are some of the advantages. Let me know if that makes sense. Is Bitcoin coming down to 41,000? We shall see. Who knows? We may dip, correct some more, or we may just rise on up and retest 44,750, smash through 45, hit a new annual high. There's no telling, but that's what makes it so exciting in the Bitcoin space. You know what I mean? Right on. Thanks. You're very welcome, Steve. Hopefully that was helpful in some way. Also, I don't like to tell people what to do. I don't give investment advice. All I can do is tell you what I have done, right? I'm all in on Bitcoin because I believe in it for the long haul. Stack, sats, and hodl for at least a cycle or two, and come back to me and give me some feedback then. Donaldo, welcome family. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily pod. Alts have their place, says Dirty. We all do have to set up an E-Trade account and a buy order, says Keith Hunt. Bitcoin is changing the very definition of money. That's right, because for the first time in human history, we have perfect money, pristine collateral, uncorruptible money, you know what I mean? Immutable money, and unconfiscatable money. That's a pretty big deal when you got a corrupt government like we have, and not just in the US. Most of the governments around the world, extremely corrupt. I know I'm speaking to the choir, but doesn't it feel good knowing the government can't confiscate your Bitcoin? How cool is that? They can steal your gold bars. Don't listen to Peter Schiff, right? Never listen to that guy. By Lockheed Martin, what are you referring to there? By a Boeing? Oh, a jet? Whoa. Google Class C? What? I buy Bitcoin with any money I can. However, in my IRA, I can't, so I buy MicroStrategy. That makes sense in that situation there, Jeff. You can't buy Bitcoin directly, but you can buy it through MicroStrategy. You can buy MicroStrategy stock, which is bullish on Bitcoin. They have 174,000 Bitcoin on the balance sheet, so I get it. Perfect money for the win. Hey, JV, BlackRock and companies are not your friends. Amen. Never said they were. I don't believe they're good forces. Just because they're adopting Bitcoin don't make them good people. They're just looking to control the market and take all the biddies they can from you. You know what I mean? In my humble opinion. 777 people live on the stream right now on YouTube. That's a omen. 777 equals jackpot. So let's get it. Anyways, family, let's break down our next story of the day. Still got a lot to cover. We broke down the latest with Gensler. Well, here's the latest with the Bitcoin ETFs and the 90% approval likelihood by January 10th, which is only a couple of weeks out. And then we'll dive into the latest Bitcoin ETF conspiracy by BlackRock, according to Max Keiser, the high priest himself. So let's break this baby down. Here's the headline. Spot Bitcoin ETF approval still happening by January 10th, according to the top ETF analysts. Now, as applicants for the spot Bitcoin ETF rush to incorporate new cash-only requirements into their proposals in the last month of 2023, some analysts still expect ETF approvals in the US by early 2024. Let me know if you agree with that. There is actually a poll in the live chat. Let me know when you feel we likely get this ETF approval. Bloomberg ETF analysts James Safehart and Eric Balchunas anticipate the US SEC will approve the spot Bitcoin ETF in January of 2024, despite multiple last-minute amendments, and applicants are scrambling to add their proposals. That's right. It seems every day there's a new update, which we cover. Now, Safehart shared on X yesterday to share his observations about BlackRock's latest spot Bitcoin ETF update from December 18th, which accepted the SEC's cash redemption system instead of in-kind redemptions, or those implying non-monetary payments like BTC. The analyst noticed that BlackRock's latest iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF S1 registration statement replaced the term prime broker and the trade credit lender with prime execution agent, noting that the SEC might not be comfortable with the change. Interesting, right? Will be interesting to see who updates their documents after this, according to Safehart, as he shared here on X. Now, the analyst noted that multiple applicants like ARK, Bitwise, and Valkyrie have already set up for the cash-only model, while some, including Grayscale and Wisdom Tree, still have in-kind or cash in their filings. Quoting him here, all this is to say, we still think this is happening by January 10th. He added that some issuers may be left behind, referring to some filers failing to accept the SEC's cash-only model. So apparently there was an emergency meeting just the other day, the SEC and all the applicants, and they basically said it needs to be cash-only model. This allows them a little room for manipulation, which we're going to get into in a bit with Max Keiser breaking this down and what it really means. Now, SafeArt's colleague Balchunas agreed that the ongoing meetings and calls between the SEC and multiple spot Bitcoin ETF filers are an interesting and good sign for January. Now, we're hearing it wasn't one giant conference call, but the SEC and every issuer, but rather many calls to the exchanges and issuers to reiterate that it's cash creates or you will wait, according to Balchunas. So if you don't do it in cash, they're basically saying you're going to have to wait and get to the back of the line. You can see all the major ETF issuers here. We got Grayscale, who's the largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world, currently with over 620,000 BTC on their balance sheet. We have ARK 21 Shares, which is Kathy Wood's company. And you can see when they recently met, Grayscale met with the SEC on the 19th, and they've already had 8 meetings. ARK 21 Shares met with them last month on the 20th. BlackRock has now had, I think, 8 meetings, according to the latest I saw on X a little earlier today, and they continuing to meet. And it shows you the cash kind or the other kind, and you can see they moved theirs to cash. We have Bitwise ETP, we have Van Eck, Wisdom Tree, Invesco Galaxy, Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust, Valkyrie, Global X, Hashdex, Franklin, and we keep getting hit with Bitcoin ETF commercials. Bitwise just launched their 3rd one with the most interesting man in the world. Let me know if you got to see that commercial, which was just released. So as you can see here, breaking news. BlackRock had its 6th official meeting with the SEC about its spot Bitcoin ETF yesterday. Let's frickin' go. Definitely a good sign that they're entertaining it. I think we're likely to get the approval, but what are your thoughts, fam? Let me know in the comments right down below. I'm going to sip some water. We're going to read some more comments and then dive into our featured story of the day with the BlackRock ETF conspiracy fake Bitcoin ETFs being launched, right? And the antidote to that, according to Max Keiser. So you're about to get all the goodness here. Be sure to smash those likes, family. Show some love. Comment. Don't forget, this is a live and interactive show. The #1 daily pod. I appreciate everyone's support. Let's go. Welcome, MT. Ha, bango. Whole coiners, you got lucky. Isn't it hilarious when someone says that as a Bitcoiner? You just got lucky. Oh, sure, I got lucky. Yeah, whatever makes you sleep at night. Hey, JV, greetings from the Dominican Republic. Shout out to DR. We're practically neighbors, family. So shout out to DJ Polarizer. What it do? How's life in DR treating you? True, one Bitcoin will definitely change your life. Amen. Stack those biddies. Yes, we're talking about fake ETFs for manipulation, where you can't cash out with Bitcoin, you're gonna get the cash equivalent. So you can put Bitcoin in, you can't take Bitcoin out. That's what in cash model means, according to Max. Now, I'm not the expert there, so we're gonna dive into that here in a bit. People are fundamentally corrupt. You gotta ask, work being a decent person. We all have to be soldiers, family. Well said, Earl Harris. Much love, fam. Shout out Megadon. Appreciate you joining the live stream, family. Bitcoin will buy a mansion in 2025. Yes, more than likely. Depending upon what location you're in. Is it fake? Ask MT. Well, it can be considered fake because if you can't take the Bitcoin out and you get the cash equivalent, what good is that? Don't make any sense. But why are the regulators wanting this and not allowing the other? Makes you wonder. So Max says they're going to launch a real ETF in El Salvador. We're going to get to that. BlackRock always keeps the Bitcoin. Yes, of course they're going to keep your Bitcoin. It's pristine collateral. Why wouldn't they? Doesn't matter if you can cash out Bitcoin, says MT. JV, not lucky, rather long-term vision and strong conviction. Amen. And that goes for each and every one of you hodling Bitcoin right now. So shout out to all my long-term hodlers. Don't BlackRock need to hold physical Bitcoin? They do need to hold it, but there's some manipulation in play. We're about to dive into this, family. Yes, that's right. You didn't get lucky. You dollar cost average your arse off. Amen, recovery. Well done. The cash ETFs are just hedging tool in reality. No difference between cash equivalent spot and futures, pretty much. So it's like having another futures ETF, which the SEC can manipulate because Gary Gensler can't be trusted. I've been telling you that for a long time. Don't trust Gary. US ETF is cash in, cash out. Yeah, cash in, cash out. Oh, even more interesting. Fiat Bitcoin is what the ETFs is, says Jeff. Pristine collateral is spot on, says GC. How can I store my Webull full coin? Sorry, I don't even know what Webull is. Check with Webull if that's an altcoin. I don't know about that one. You know what I mean? I never expected it to be in kind. Bitcoin dollar cost averaging and hodl in Bitcoin for 6 years have not been lucky. Amen, Steven. Tell them. US ETF are IOUs. Love your channel. Thank you, family. Our creations. I appreciate that. Think about it differently. In kind means BlackRock can take Bitcoin out of the ETF, but still keep it. Cash means they have to sell the Bitcoin to take it out. Oh, thank you, Nate. They will keep, you really think they'll sell it? They will hold the Bitcoin. The investors who actually own Bitcoin, the fund companies will be rich, says Jeff. Well, there you have it, family. Well, anyways, let's dive into our featured story of the day and discuss this Bitcoin ETF conspiracy, which Max Keiser is blowing the whistle on. Here's the latest. Here's the headline right here. Max Keiser warns of hidden dangers in the upcoming Bitcoin ETFs. And before we read the article, let's actually check out his most recent tweets. Breaking. This holiday season, El Salvador achieves a milestone. More people are fleeing the United States and migrating to El Salvador. Reverse migration is picking up speed. The El Salvador Bitcoin ETF will be the real Bitcoin, not fake Bitcoin like BlackRock. So there you have it. He's calling out BlackRock right there. There's another tweet. Check it. Another way to get exposure to El Salvador's incredible growth story. I'll be getting great feedback with a plan to take the El Salvador Stock Exchange public in 2024 via the BFX securities here in El Salvador, referring to Bitfinex. We're also looking to list a real, notice he put asterisk, real Bitcoin ETF with Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out as well. Not like these fake ETFs like BlackRock. So there you have it. He's calling out BlackRock once again for dealing with fake ETFs, manipulation with the regulators. He shares here, good news. We're looking into a Bitcoin ETF to list here in El Salvador that will allow Bitcoin in and out. This will be a unique product in the world. All 13 Bitcoin ETFs awaiting for a listing in the US are cash in, cash out. Just fiat versions of Bitcoin. Who wants the fiat version of Bitcoin? Nobody. There's nothing like the real thing, baby. Was that like an old Coca-Cola commercial or something? It's stuck in my head, that jingle. But anyways, he shares some more here on X. He wrote, like the Sprott Physical Gold ETF, El Salvador's Bitcoin ETF will give investors a Bitcoin exit with actual Bitcoin. This will put the 13 Bitcoin ETFs to be listed in the United States to shame. And he shows you an example here of the Sprott Physical Gold Trust over in El Salvador. Now, he also shared this tweet. In 40 years of finance, I have never seen such coordination and cooperation by so many financial institutions, working hand in glove with the regulators and the politicians, as I'm seeing with the coming wave of Bitcoin ETFs. I think we may be in for an unwelcome surprise. So what exactly does he mean by an unwelcome surprise? Well, let's decipher what he shared. Seems like all these Bitcoin ETFs have agreed to cash in, cash out. Investors will track the price, but have no claim on actual BTC, a fiat money version of Bitcoin. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. That's right. You read Elizabeth Warren's bill. Now, if this is true, it's exceptional due to the size of the highly coordinated bait and switch by Wall Street and Washington. So we're watching a bait and switch with the ETF in real time. The best way to beat this is to move to Bitcoin country, El Salvador. And he's referencing this story here. And then I'll read some more tweets that he shared. Firms are anticipating a decision from the SEC on the Bitcoin spot ETFs shortly after January 8th, with the 10th being the deadline. They are optimistic about the approval, but with a caveat. Unlike typical ETFs, the spot Bitcoin ETF would require shares to be purchased exclusively with cash. This requirement stems from the SEC's concerns about ETFs potentially being used for money laundering. A detailed report on this development is expected soon. So there you have it. I mean, anyone trust Gary Gensler? I sure as hell don't. Does anyone trust BlackRock? I sure as hell don't. Don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that BlackRock was calling Bitcoin an index for money laundering. I'll never forget that. So he also shares here, the timing of this is also interesting. A conspiracy theorist might say these 69,370 BTC, which just got confiscated from Silk Road and the government currently owns them. We covered this story yesterday on the show. If you missed it, be sure to check it out. They're now a key part of the collateral backing these ETF rollouts. What? The government and proxies get the benefit of price appreciation on their actual Bitcoin as billions flow into the new fake Bitcoin ETFs. So don't be deceived. Don't be fooled. They're offering you fake ETFs, fiat versions of Bitcoin, fake Bitcoin. So stack the real thing and learn to self-custody, and don't even waste your time, is my humble opinion to all the plebs watching the stream right now. You can see Gaber Gerbax. U.S. Appeals Court approved the forfeiture of 69,370 Bitcoin from the Silk Road case. People are speculating if and when the U.S. government would sell the coins. I wonder why one that can just print money would sell hard assets. Just a thought. And he makes a great point there. They can print unlimited amounts of money. You know what I mean? And let's see if there's any other tweets here. Here you go. Max also shares GBTC has approximately 600,000 BTC. That's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust that's looking to convert their GBTC product into a spot ETF. The deal with the government to get ETF approval via the SEC and Gensler, and remember Barry Silbert has been caught engaging in accounting irregularities, so needs a friend in the Department of Justice, is to make those Bitcoin easily available to the government in certain circumstances, like an economic emergency that is 100% already baked into the cake. So there you have it. He even shares here, this is highly unusual, supports my theory. We'll find out soon enough. And he's referring to this report. Breaking, the SEC is holding a rare conference call today with all spot Bitcoin ETF applicants, according to Fox Business. It's happening. You got the SEC, ARK Invest, Fidelity, BlackRock, all the major asset managers. He even wrote here, this is unprecedented. Breaking, SEC holding rare conference call. So there you have it. Meeting up with all these asset managers, letting them know we're only accepting cash in applications at this time. Cash in, cash out, nothing to do with the actual real Bitcoin, meaning you can't take the Bitcoin out, family. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts on that. He also recently shared, I got asked to do a Bitcoin ETF ad for a European outfit for like 500,000 euros, but they also do ish coins. So I said no. Very interesting. Now here's the latest article regarding Max Keiser that was just published. Prominent Bitcoin advocate, the high priest himself, Max Keiser, has raised significant concerns about the upcoming spot Bitcoin ETFs. His warnings come amidst the financial community's heightened anticipation for these ETFs, which are expected to bring a new level of mainstream adoption into Bitcoin. However, according to Keiser, these financial instruments might not be what they appear to be at first glance. The U.S. SEC is set to approve Bitcoin spot ETFs possibly as early as January, again, that deadline being the 10th. This move has been long awaited by many in the crypto space as a positive step towards integrating Bitcoin into traditional finance. However, Keiser's insight suggests a different narrative. As we mentioned, seems like all these Bitcoin ETFs have agreed to cash in, cash out. Investors track the price but will have no claim on actual Bitcoin, just a fiat money version of Bitcoin. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. If this is true, very alarming. So let me know your thoughts. Now, Keiser, leveraging his extensive experience in the financial sector, remember he was an insider in Wall Street, warns that integrating Bitcoin into ETFs might not be entirely beneficial for the crypto industry. His concerns stem from observing what he describes as unprecedented coordination amongst financial institutions, regulators, and politicians in the rollout of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Keiser's central argument is that these ETFs are set up for cash-in, cash-out transactions, meaning investors will be exposed to the Bitcoin price movements without holding onto any Bitcoin. This approach could potentially create a fiat money version of Bitcoin, detaching the value of the ETFs from the real-world utility with principles of Bitcoin itself. And additionally, there are rumors, as Keiser shares, that Washington might be looking to restrict or ban Bitcoin self-custody alongside the approval of these ETFs. This potential move can significantly impact one Bitcoin's fundamental values, the ability of individuals to hold and control their assets without the need for an intermediary. Now let's discuss El Salvador as the Bitcoin haven. In response to the developments, Keiser advises a radical approach, relocating to El Salvador, which has embraced Bitcoin as the legal tender. His suggestion underlines the contrast between El Salvador's open embrace of Bitcoin and what he perceives as the manipulative tactics of Wall Street and Washington. Preach. He also highlights a significant financial move towards El Salvador, with 153 wealthy individuals applying for citizenship, each committing to $1 million Bitcoin or USDT donation. This influx of capital totals 153 million, which can bolster El Salvador's position as a global Bitcoin hub. And adding to the intrigue, as I mentioned earlier, Gerber Gabax, advisor to Tether and Van Eck, notes that the U.S. government recent forfeiture of 69,000 Bitcoin from the Silk Road case. Keiser speculates that that these confiscated Bitcoin might be used as collateral for the new ETFs, which would benefit the government and proxies through price appreciation of the actual Bitcoin. And at the same time, investors pour billions into the so-called fake Bitcoin ETFs. So there you have it, my crypto fam. You heard it first and directly from Max Keiser. There you have it. Don't be fooled by the fake ETFs. What are your thoughts surrounding this conspiracy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And I'm going to read some more comments out loud as we enter our Q&A segment of the live show. And don't forget, there's a live poll there. Let me know when you feel this ETF will likely get approved. We greatly appreciate that. There's now over 900 people live on the YouTube stream. We also got a ton of people over on Rumble. We greatly appreciate everyone's support. Always the first to second, the third option. Right on. Welcome, Jonathan. Thanks for gifting a member of the channel, the MicroStrategy level 2. Let's see who got blessed. Earth Roads America. You have just been blessed with a free paid membership of the channel, giving you priority commenting and that awesome badge right next to your name, so you get recognition and shout outs. Much love, family. I appreciate that. And shout out to Jonathan for blessing some folk here. You know what I mean? How much will Bitcoin be in one ETF? I mean, it seems like mass manipulation going on. It's like Gary figured, we can't stop the ETF, so we'll just accept it, but it's going to be this kind, and we'll still be able to manipulate the market and give people some fake ETF Bitcoin. You know what I mean? How do they pay people if Bitcoin goes up? These are great questions. Again, I'm not the ETF expert, so I have no freaking clue, keeping it real. Conspiracy, yes. Cash in, cash out with these ETFs, I think sucks. Amen. I think we all agree it sucks. So yeah, maybe we can all tag Gary and say, this is not what we want. What's going on? Fair point, but spot ETFs are still a positive, one victory at a time. Amen. You make a good point. That's the silver lining. We are going to get the ETF, but it's not the ETF we wanted, right? It's not a true spot ETF. It leaves room for manipulation, just like futures, unfortunately. We're still anticipating the real thing. You know what I mean? Canary for the celebration of 100,000 in Puerto Rico. Amen. Can we get this? How many of you guys are going to be heading on over to Puerto Rico to celebrate a $100,000 Bitcoin price with JV? Let me know in that live chat. Make sure you're a part of our Discord for more information on that. They'll never have enough coins, 1-to-1. BlackRock, testnet, Bitcoin. Pretty much, Andy. What up, Daddy-O? What it do? What up, Lant? You holding? Right on. Hodlers, where you at? Are you guys pretty ecstatic for what's in store for us? Let me know, family. The real Bitcoin, I don't know about all that. Definitely not. Satoshi Vision's down like 99% versus the real Bitcoin, family. They buy Bitcoin when someone buys ETF shares and sell Bitcoin when someone sells their shares. It's not complicated, says MT. One step forward, fam. Many to go for the king. Preach. There you go. Keiser sounds stupid. The ETF is much easier way for less tech-savvy people to get involved, says Bads. I definitely wouldn't call Max Keiser stupid. 100% not stupid. Probably one of the most intelligent when it comes to financial markets. He has 40 years experience. For Christ's sake, he bought Bitcoin in 2011, and he started telling people to buy it back in 2011 via the Keiser Report, the first international TV coverage of Bitcoin in the world. You know what I mean? Is he stupid? Oh, hell no. Come on now. HODL Bitcoin, spend your alts. There you go. Get rid of your fiat too. Only keep enough fiat in the bank what you're willing to sell. And if you're banking with JP Morgan Chase, my recommendation to you, according to Michael Saylor, he says, borrow as much money as you can from the banks that they're willing to lend you and buy some Bitcoin and HODL that, especially using OPM, other people's money like Jamie Dimon, the tapeworm himself. Best pay attention to the Craig Wrights versus the Copa court cases, says Cool. Earl, 300% pump like 2024 could put Bitcoin at 180,000 in a year. Easy peasy. They aren't going to sell Bitcoin. They're going to print fiat to cash you out. Exactly. More manipulations there, Matthew. That's what I'm thinking. Right? They're not going to give you the Bitcoin. They're going to give you the cash equivalent, which they print out of thin air. There's mass manipulation there. Keiser is smart. No, Keiser is a freaking genius. We can start calling him the Jizza. MicroStrategy. What up, Lant? Shout out to the full node operators. Amen. Everyone running a node. Shout out for keeping down, you know what I mean, holding down the Bitcoin blockchain. JV party, 100K, Puerto Rico. Let's go. You're calling the date, May 19th. Interesting. Anyone agree we'll see 100,000 by May 19th? Could we potentially see it sooner? Adam Back's predicting by March 31st. Let me know. By not selling the physical Bitcoin, isn't that a good thing for the stability? Well, people can't cash it out. They're going to continue to hold it, it seems. Keiser transitioned from the traditional fiat financial world to Bitcoin. That should mean something. Amen. And he relocated to frickin' El Salvador to flee the declining empire of the United States. You know what I mean? And got to respect him for that. This is for real. No Bitcoin ETF. No one said that, Tom. Bitcoin ETF is coming. It's not what we envisioned. Let's keep it at that. It's not what we envisioned. There's a black guy on the blockchain. What? It makes no sense to buy real Bitcoin anymore then. No, it makes sense to buy Bitcoin. It makes sense to hold your Bitcoin. Forget about the ETFs. It's not in any of your guys' advantage, in my humble opinion, unless you're a big asset manager sitting on, tons of money. Why wouldn't you just invest directly into the asset and hold it? You know what I mean? To me, that makes the most sense. Don't be deceived by their sexy commercials with the most interesting man in the world. Oh my God, maybe I should buy some Bitcoin through that ETF. Well, you're not going to hold it. You're going to pay them fees, and a lot of things can go wrong as well. You got to consider. Look into Shesmu. Too bullish. Well, I appreciate Zach Rules for the super. Thank you, family. I'm going 100,000. See you there. Amen. Let's go. What up, Terry? I think we should all be talking about Monero, but everyone just wants money and they aren't selling their freedom. Well, shout out Monero. I know it's a privacy coin. I have respect for that. I respect privacy. Charlie Lee, if the pension advisor says 30% allocated is a bit too much, they maybe should try to allocate 1% to Bitcoin. They'll do it. The very small pension I am in is still worth 150 million. Good to note. Self-custody is the way. Amen, Will. What's up, playa? Jaya Town, Puerto Rico. Let's go. Will it be illegal for a third party to audit of the claimed Bitcoin they hold? I have no freaking clue there, family. Who knows? If ETF pumps Bitcoin, I don't care about anything else. Amen. It will pump Bitcoin. I mean, that's a given. Monero buys the best ish I have ever had. Word up, Lant. I am hodling my kids' inheritance. Right on, Corona. Bull run going long this cycle. Send it. Noah, what it do? I believe the Bitcoin hit 100,000 next 2 years. I mean, easy peasy. That's an easy target, in my opinion. They're not fake ETFs. They have to buy and hold the actual Bitcoin to manage even a cash in, cash out ETF, says Steven. I own Bitcoin ETF, and the difference is that you pay fees and you can stake. But I think it is much more safe to get it in that way, says Bads. Curious, who's your ETF provider there? If you buy a Bitcoin ETF, you are not buying Bitcoin, you're buying a share. Right, here's how I look at it. If you're buying Bitcoin, but you don't hold on to it, you don't have the real thing. You have a piece of paper or a cash equivalent, right? Only the person who holds the Bitcoin owns the Bitcoin. That's kind of the bigger picture here. I want you to understand. Zero, appreciate that. Did you know the creator of Pokemon is also named Satoshi? I had no freaking clue. So the creator of Pokemon invented Bitcoin. Woohoo! That's a good fact. Thank you, Zero. I had no clue. Zach Ruiz, I appreciate the super chat, family. Thanks for supporting the #1 daily pod. Bitcoin only, except no substitutes. Amen. You know what I mean? I agree. Quick and dirty. For some people don't have cash on hands, they'll have to convert their 401k or IRA, which means there's a new flood of money coming into Bitcoin. ETF will definitely push the price. New money, baby, baby. And shout out Zero, just gifted a membership of the MicroStrategy, paid membership of the channel. It looks like Charlie Lee, you have been blessed. There you go. You just got hooked up, family. Thanks, Zero, for that one. All the best from Germany. Shout out Germany. Why do you want stability? I want volatility. This is how I make money. Completely understand there, David. What up, security? Spycraft, what it do? Pokemon, baby, for the win. Where my Charizards at? Where my Pikachus? Bitcoin, got to get them all. Stack them sats. There you go. ETFs only track derivatives. I'd buy Bitcoin ETF so I don't get hacked. Nate says, what did the inventor of the asteroids create? No clue. What up, Sharo? Thank you for subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Appreciate you, fam. The ETF is the vector for the potentially take your Bitcoin. Right on. Satoshi is Japanese. It means clever. Oh, good to know. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Wife changing money. Shout out MT. What up, Jaz? Appreciate you guys. Volatility equals life force. There you go. A wise man once said, Balba Balbozer. What up, Neo? Yeah, MetaMask, I don't trust. Be careful of the hot wallets, the online wallets, the mobile phone wallets. Get yourself a cold storage wallet. is my recommendation. Stay safe, fam. Will 100 people own one Bitcoin just like the gold ETF? It seems like that, but I don't know. It seems like there's something going on, something fishy. Something don't seem right. So I think Max is right blowing the whistle here. What are your thoughts? Michael Saylor is the new Bitcoin Jesus, not Roger Ver. Yeah, Roger Ver was basically the equivalent to Judas. You know what I mean? Jesus had 12 disciples and one sold him out, and is hence why he got crucified, right? And Roger Ver was basically the Judas of Bitcoin because he turned and then he forked the network with Bitcoin Cash, right? I believe it is illegal to suggest a U.S. government gold audit since they don't hold the claimed gold, says Mr. Key. Why would anyone buy a bankster's product? Good point. Why support your oppressors? You know what I mean? Why support them? Will AVAX flip Cardano? It could. AVAX been killing the game, right? Solana just flipped XRP as well. Just loaded up on Sats. Right up, Silas. Welcome, fam. Good to see you. What it do? David number 23. Welcome, welcome. Duvan, what up? Dollar cost average every Friday since February of 2021. That's what's up. Love your conviction, family. Keep stacking them stats. DCA, you know the name of the game. What if Elizabeth Warren is Satoshi? Most cold wallets can access third-party wallets like Wallet Connect and MetaMask. That's right. A cold wallet is a great wallet. It has air gap technology where it doesn't necessarily need to ever touch the internet or your computer, but you can still transact in it. So next level-ish right there. But anyways, family, we're going to end the YouTube stream. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of Crypto News Alerts on Rumble. If you don't know, we stream simultaneous on both platforms each and every day, 7 days a week. So right now we're live on YouTube. We're also live on Rumble. The YouTube stream is going to end. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show. I'm going to be doing a live JV React session. We have some clips to be reacting to with the latest with Javier Milei. Isabella dropped something from Bitcoin Magazine. I found it very intriguing. So we're going to do a live reacts to it. Head on over to Rumble right now, folks. It's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, or simply opening up the Rumble app and just type in Crypto News Alerts. You'll see me live right now. Head on over there so we can continue with the uncensored version of the stream. I appreciate everyone's support here on YouTube, but I'll see you here shortly over on Rumble. Let's get it, family. Rumble for the win.